What's up, YouTube? It's 8 a.m. I just woke up. Figured I'd give this day in the life, full day of eating type thing a try. So it's Saturday. Just woke up. It's about 8 a.m. Finally been getting some good sleep. Had some hiccups in prep. So what I'll do is get some coffee, weigh myself, and then probably head to the gym, do some cardio, some abs, and then come back. We'll probably have our first meal. My first time doing this, giving it a try, so be okay with me. I'll be using my phone, using the camera, switch it up however it goes, okay? So you guys be generous with your boy. So I usually do like an espresso in the morning. I have like 2 of these, which is Barista Creations, the vanilla flavor. I love that one. So I do 2, no creamer, no Splenda. Sorry, 4 Splenda, and yeah. We get to sit down, watch some TV for a little, and then we'll head out some cardio after. I don't ever really watch like bodybuilding during prep. I'd watch I love photography stuff, so I'd watch like a lot of photography gear and just like videos. So shout out Julia Trotti, she's pretty good. So we chill out, relax. Once we get caffeinated up, then cardio time it is. It's the weekend, so I don't have to rush. During the workday, you're trying to get it done, but it's a weekend, it's a rest day. All I've got is cardio and some abs, and it's perfect. All right, so cardio time. I usually go to LA Fitness. It's like 5 minutes from my house. Pro tip for you guys, if you are doing a contest prep, if you don't have the cardio equipment at home, definitely find a gym that's like 5 minutes from your house. No more than 5 minutes, especially if you got to go multiple times. So we're going to get this cardio in. 40 minutes, I've explained it prior on, my previous videos. Stairs, intervals, and then I'll probably do like 20 minutes of abs and come home, and then we'll have our first meal. It's Saturday. It's a beautiful day out. So let's get it in. All right, so cardio done. There's something to be said for doing your cardio in the off season. I've noticed that this prep, I've been able to push a lot harder during cardio, just because my cardiovascular health was really good starting prep. So for most of you who compete, you know that when you don't do cardio in the off season, you kind of start your prep. The first 2-3 weeks is hell, right? Just trying to get accustomed. By week 6, now you're starting to get the cardio burning. But starting this prep right off the bat, the cardio was just, we were able to push just right away. And I feel like with each week, I'm getting even better and better and better. So it's always a tough but fun session. So now we go back home and get meal 1. I am starving. Okay, so for meal 1, I've got 60 grams of oats, 12 egg whites, and 2 whole eggs. The man's got me eating a ton of eggs. But what I like to do is I like to just have my oats separately. Makes me feel like I'm eating a lot more. I'm going to show you guys a trick with when you're in prep. Pretty much like how to get more volume out of your food. So with the oats, for example, want to fill that shit up with water. So don't be one of them people that, you know, it's gotta be extra thick, like, because you want to fill your stomach up so you don't stay hungry. So I'll kind of show you guys what that kind of looks like. So 60 grams. Put in the microwave and let's see. Heat up the oats. Lemons, blueberries, my favorite. 50 grams. Heat this bad boy up. Get some more. So here we are, and got myself a nice little bowl. 8 ounces ground beef, spinach, and 100 grams of, the water burp, jasmine rice. And then I put a little bit of Tabasco on there. This is my go-to of choice. Oops, the mic wasn't there. So, yeah, it's the meal. So this is meal 2. This is probably my favorite meal of the day. To be quite honest with you guys, it's as long as I can have beef in my diet, I'm good. I'm trying this vlogging thing for the first time, so you guys let me know how you like it. I'm trying to. I know I do the training stuff a lot with YouTube, and it's cool, and I'll show you guys a little bit of that, but also there's other aspects to this bodybuilding thing. So I'm thinking of doing, outside of the eating, maybe just like a meal prep, kind of show you guys how I meal prep. There's a couple of little things I do that could help you, especially in contest prep. So let you guys know, let me know how you like this, and if this video does well, gets over 3K likes, maybe I'll continue doing some videos in this format, maybe with some questions and whatnot. So I'm also doing a Q&A on my Instagram. If you haven't seen my Instagram yet, it should be in my profile YouTube. I'll probably put a link to. But someone asked a question about if the average beaver decides to have classic open category, would I do it? And I don't understand the basis for this question. Basically, I think there's this premise now that there should be a division for everything, which is a very, very bad way to look at bodybuilding. You know, this bodybuilding thing was set out and structured a certain way by Joe Weider when it first started. And we have divisions in place, yes. You know, there's a place for physique, there's a place for 212, I understand that. There's a place for classic, but, you know, I think people feel like, oh, if a physique doesn't fit this place, there should be a division to fit it. And it's like, well, realistically, this bodybuilding thing was a case of the biggest guy, the biggest, prettiest guy. That's what it should have been, and that's what it's always been. So, yeah, I'm not sure where that logic has kind of taken place in our industry, where it's like, oh, there should be a division for this, a division for that. You know, it's just a bad way to look at things. It's bodybuilding, just like any sport. Either you have it or you don't. So you should always aim to be the biggest that you can be while keeping your lines and keeping your detail. That's what bodybuilding is about. Not necessarily, you know, trying to look aesthetic at a certain weight and whatnot. These divisions were created because bodybuilding went astray for a couple of years. If you look, there was a time in the early 2000s, there were a lot of guts on stage. You don't see it in the full stage photos, but go look at some of those videos for Battle of the Olympia. There were a lot of guts on stage. Arnold talked about it. There was a dull in 2013 when Phil Heath was winning. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a little bit of a dull moment in bodybuilding where there was concerns that the talent pool for bodybuilding was dying, which is the reason why they implemented the point system, so we'd have more people going to the Olympia. A lot of these things were put in place at that time to preserve bodybuilding. But today, bodybuilding's in a good place. There's a lot of talent. There's a lot of really, really good bodybuilders out there with great shape, great symmetry, and good size. Our Mr. Olympia, Samson, is one that comes to mind, right? He's the poster boy for what bodybuilding should look like. So I don't think that we need more divisions at this point. The Open is the original, and that's why it brings in the most bucks. So yeah, youngins starting out, if you want to do classic, that's fine, but just realize that all these divisions, especially once you start competing, you're going to realize that all these divisions, everything leads down to the same road, which is the Open. And if you have the body or structure to do it, you may as well just do it from the jump. John Jewett's talked about it. John Jewett went from the 212 to the Open, and he received massive success. Hadi Chupin, William Bonac. Yeah, it just makes a lot of sense. If you have the body and you can put on the size, Open is where you definitely want to be. All right, folks. So that meal's done. Just got a package. Oops, can't be showing my address. Got a package from Animal. So I'm gonna unbox this and kind of show you guys what they have in here. Okay, so I got one for myself. I got one for my girlfriend. So that's hers. And this is mine. So I'm gonna put it on so you guys see what it looks like. You can use my code KEN20, get yourself a discount. I believe these are limited offers right now. So hopefully it's still around by the time I actually post this video. So get it while supplies last. So meal 2's done. Gonna relax a little bit. That's the whole point of a rest day, is put your feet up. Gonna watch some Shogun, and I'll see you guys at meal 3. Alright guys, time for the next meal. Shout out Beatty and PJ Braun, watching the latest episode of Fit Nation podcast. PJ, you're looking great, and congrats on the new baby. So, time for us to get that next meal. I took a nap after that last meal. Feel great. It was maybe 40 minutes. So yeah, let's eat. All right, people. So next meal, this is usually supposed to be a pre-workout meal. So for a high day, not a high day, sorry, my pre-workout training meal. So usually it's about 350 grams jasmine rice, 3 ounces of ground beef, and then 3 ounces of chicken. So we're gonna get that meal started, and I'll show you what that looks like. So cook your meals ahead of time, right? So rice, chicken, beef. Dish them all out, and then we'll get that meal started, and I'll see you guys at the table. Alright, back at the table. So So throw in 3 cranks of salt and have this meal. Alright, so down to the next meal. Man, I really need to get like a 16 millimeter. This is so close. But we're gonna do 8 ounces of chicken breasts and 15 grams of coconut oil. So that's pretty much the next meal. Nothing special. I typically just have this meal sometimes with greens. It's currently about 7:15 right now, so I still want to get in bed by about 10 o'clock today. So instead of usually having it with greens where it's gonna slow down my digestion, I'm just gonna have the straight chicken, and I'm just gonna have it with the coconut oil, and then it should give me enough time, maybe like an hour, before I have my next meal. So let's see what we got. Alright, so we got the meal here. I usually like to cut up my chicken. So I usually don't do, I don't just, when you cut it into little bits and pieces, it makes it feel like you're eating a little bit more. So nothing special about this meal. Just straight chicken. Think of it more of like a snack, if you will. So what I did was I added 15 grams of coconut oil before I started heating it up, so that way the chicken kind of just like soaked it up a little bit. And what I do is I usually cook my chicken with apple cider vinegar and contest prep. I've noticed that helps keep it a little bit moist, and apple cider vinegar also keeps you a little bit more full. So it's a real good tip if you're trying to, stay a little bit fuller when you're kind of in contest prep, I guess. So nothing special, guys, just chicken. So eat this meal, and then in about an hour, I usually have my actual post-workout meal when I usually train, which is usually cream of rice by Elevate. You can usually get that on the Elevate site with Ken. We'll go over that a little bit more on the next meal, but for now, just chicken, folks. All right. Alright, so we're out in the back 9, and this is typically the post-workout meal. So it's usually 100 grams of cream of rice, 100 grams of berries, and 50 grams of whey protein. So pretty simple meal. I'll show you what I'm using over here. So we've got the Elevate cream of rice. Okay, so this is the cookie butter flavor that we're utilizing, and then also the vanilla. You guys have seen this already with the oats. Vanilla iso wave that I've been using for this, and then the Wyman's blueberries. So I've been using the vanilla or the cinnamon frost from Animal, Ken 20 for that. And then I also recently actually signed with Elevate. They make some banging creamy cream of rice. So if you want to give that a try as well, go ahead, go to their site. Ken is my code on there, and then you can get yourself some banging deals on that. So let's get this meal prepared, and then we pretty much just got one more meal after this. It's just it's pretty much just greens and chicken, which is nothing interesting, but it's something. So after that, we're pretty much done with the full day of eating. So we'll see. It's currently already 8:35, so I'm going to try to get this meal. I may film the last one on my phone just so you guys can take a look and see what that is. But pretty much this is what the meals kind of look like throughout the majority of my day. Right now, we're not doing any like low or high. It's just one standard meal set. If Andrew wants me to do a refeed, we may throw a burger in there, or he may give me a high day, which, depending on what my body looks like after a couple of weeks, we'll typically incorporate that in. So I'm gonna get these two in. Sorry about the angle, guys. I gotta get like a 16mm lens. These lenses are pretty tight for my setup here in our condo, but hope you guys like this, and just let me know what the feedback is. If you guys like to see more of these kind of day in the life, kind of full style eating things, maybe I'll get my girlfriend to film it one time. Force her into it. We'll see. But for now, that's where we're at. So yeah, make sure you like, subscribe to Colossus Ken channel, and we're definitely going to have more of these over the next couple of weeks as we move into the New York Pro. All right.